We're at the North Wilkesboro Speedway for the 11th and final race of Season 1 of the SCRL Short Track Division. The number 75 of Brantley Higdon will lead next to the green flag. Start beside him is the 17 of Rebecca Zeal. The rest of the starting lineup for today's race. We have 3 drivers that will be competing for the championship. R.T. Smith, who will be starting in the 9th position, has a 64-point lead over Rowan Marmot, who is starting 10th, and 91 points over Simon Oskin, who is starting 18th. None of those 3 drivers have ever won a championship here in this league, and one of them will forever write their names in the history books as the first ever champion of the short track division. Of course, the North Wilkesboro Speedway, the 0.625 mile oval, a favorite in the SCRL. 10 races have been completed. We have had 9 different winners. Only Brantley Higdon, who is starting on the pole, has visited victory lane more than once. He will try to win for the 3rd time this season. He has some tough challengers behind and beside him that will try and prevent him from winning the race. 20 laps, 22 drivers, 3 drivers battling for a championship. None of those drivers has ever tasted success in the championship fight. One of them will today. For the final time this season, here are those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
The field is rolling out for the final time. Of the near 500 races this league has produced, our championship contenders have won in an astonishing 13 races. And we have a problem with the 17. Rebecca Zeal, tire failure. Horrible luck for her once again. She has started last a majority of the season. The one time she starts up front, she has a tire problem. So she will follow the Pace van down pit road. That will move Caitlin Coyne up to 2nd place. Pull the belts tight one more time. We are racing 20 laps for the season finale here at North Wilkesboro. Brantley Higdon leads us to green. Up towards turn number 1. And to turn number 2. Battle for 2nd place down the back stretch. And to turn number 3. Whoa, car sliding. And turn number 3. Oh, we got a problem already, Blaze. The 74. The 8, Rowan Marmot, is involved. The 13. The 12 is able to get by. Simon Oskin. And so did R.T. Smith. And oh boy, that did not turn out well. Well, the caution flag is out. We'll take a look and see what brought out the first caution of the day. Here's the cause of caution. Blaze Zivatar racing for 2nd place. Looks like he gets a tap from the 74. That sends him up the track. He hits the 75. And there's more contact made between the 74 and the 51 as well as the 5. And cars make contact between the 5 and the 74. 74 spins out as well as the 51. 51 smacks the outside wall pretty hard. And oh, good grief. We go back here to what happened behind them. You'll see the 5 make contact with the 74. They're all trying to make it 4 wide. And Bussy makes a move right there. They clip right there. The 74, John Jones, is going to slide up. They hit the 3, Austin Greenwood. Rowan Marmot nowhere to go. Hard damage on the left front of his car. And Rowan, going for his first championship, is going to flip almost. He does go on his side. He gets a lot of left side damage. And Rowan actually does flip. So, 2nd in points, Rowan Marmot flips. He gets damage. He might be able to continue on, but he will not be very competitive. But also, what happened, championship contender R.T. Smith, our points leader, he was able to avoid it even though he was right behind them. Going off into turn number 3, we'll see the contact between the 5 and the 74 right there. R.T. Smith, he is hitting the car in front of him. And Smith just pulls to the inside of the track, hoping, pleading, praying, please don't involve me. He does get some right side damage right there by hitting the 5. He does get some left side damage as well, hitting the wall right there. But it could have been much, much worse for the 99 car. Also surviving this crash is third in points, Sam Oskin. He was behind this as well as it was happening. Go on board of him. You see the contact, you see the crashes. The 13 was involved, the 1. Oskin, he does get damage right there on the right side of his car, so both championship contenders have been involved in some way. Actually, all 3 of them got some damage at some point during that crash. Championship implications, for sure. We'll clean this mess up in turn number 4, and we'll take you back to the restart. And we are back. 14 laps to go. Surprisingly, no one is out. Brantley Higdon is our race leader. Second is Caitlin Coyne. Third is Chase Miller. Fourth is Bussy Beaver. Sixth is R.T. Smith. Seventh is Alexa Lake. Seventh is Sam Oskin, Eighth is Josh Miller. Ninth is Blaze Zivitar. And 10th is Zay McClure. R.T. Smith, our points leader, is in 5th. Sam Oskin is in 7th. Rowan Marmot is all the way back in the 17th position outside of the points. You have to finish inside the top 14 to get points. One driver that liked that caution was Rebecca Zeal right there. She was able to repair her flat tire and able to get back out on track and not a lap down. Brantley Higdon looking for the green flag. There it is. We're back to racing here in North Wilkesboro. All 3 championship contenders are involved in the first lap crash. And yet all 3 are still in this race. So we got contact between Sam Oskin and the 55, Alexa Lake. Back up front. More battle on back here between the 58, 51, and 12 as Oskin is going to lose spots in the championship. 13 laps to go. Battle for second. Whoa, we got contact. Not sure who that was. Looks like it was the 9 of Bailey Lee. And oh, she gets spun out by the 8. And we got the 13 and 32 involved. We're racing it back. And looks like we'll get this race restarted with less than 10 laps to go. Brantley Higdon is our race leader. So here's the cause of caution. Looks like Checker Black Paul racing with the 9 of Bailey Lee. The 2 cars make contact. And oh boy, hard impact by the 9. And Black Paul goes back up in front of the track, right in front of Jennifer Skunktar, who just won the last round at Langhorne. Destroys the front end of the 13, and you see another flip as Amber Mayhew is the second car to flip here at North Wilkesboro. Take a look at this again. Black Paul getting a little aggressive, trying to pass the 9, got tired of waiting. 2 cars just locked fenders. And the 9 is going to hit the 98. 98, hard impact into the wall. And Amber Mayhew is going to flip over. And that's the cause of our second caution. Here at North Wilkesboro, Jennifer gets more damage to the front end of his car. And Amber Mayhew's day, I believe, is done. Well, we'll clean this mess up here on turn number 1 and turn number 2. But we also got a little contact right here. I forgot about that. Rowan Marmot trying to go past the 9 who was just involved in that crash. Rebecca Zeal just locks fenders and spins out the 8. And unfortunately, Bailey Lee also gets spun out. So Rowan Marmot, a championship contender, second in points, gets involved in his second incident here today. His championship hopes are not looking good. And looks like he also gets hit by the 13 of Black Paul, so Black Paul gets more damage to her car. And Rowan's day gets worse and worse. We'll clean this mess up in turn number 1, 2 in the backstretch. We'll take you back to the restart. And we are back, and just before we go back racing, the 51 car, Blaze Zivitar, has a problem. An unscheduled pit stop. So not sure what's happening to him. And we have the 32 of Jennifer Skunktar and the 13 of Checker Blackpaw, who are both out of the race. We have 20 cars still in this race. Bailey Lee is 1 lap down. So she will not start at the front of the pack when we go back racing. We'll go ahead and stay with this. Brantley Higdon is our race leader. Second is Chase Miller. Third is Bussy Beavers. Fourth is Caitlin Coney. 5th will be R.T. Smith. 6th will be Josh Miller. 7th is Zane McClure. 8th will be Sam Oskin. 9th will be Alexa Lake. And 10th will be Checo Whiteline when the stats finish completing after this lap. So R.T. Smith, 6th. Sam Oskin, 9th. Rowan Marmot, 18th. So as of right now, where they are running, R.T. Smith will be our champion. So Oskin is going to need divine intervention if he's going to win his first ever championship. Looks like we'll get the green flag with 7 laps to go. Brantley Higdon trying to make history. No driver has ever won 3 races here in the short track division. This is season 1, so of course not. He has the most wins at 2. He's trying to get a 3rd. Pace Van has to pit road once again. There he goes. Brantley Higdon looking for yet another great jump. He's had 2 great starts. Can he get one more? And we're back to racing here at North Wilkesboro. No passing before you get your line. Here you go. And up to Chase Miller on the inside. Miller wants to play spoiler. You see Josh Miller getting into R.T. Smith as Miller goes for the lead. Looks like Chase will get it. You see battle for position back here between Josh Miller and R.T. Smith. R.T. Smith can't afford to lose a couple of spots, but he doesn't need to fall outside the top 14 because that's where the last point is awarded. Looks like Bussy Beavers is trying to pass Chase Miller for the race lead as you have 5 laps to go. If we have a caution, the race will be over. The way they're running right now. You see Caitlin Coyne is trying to get up there in the 28 car. She's had a dismal season. Trying to turn it around here in the season finale. 5 car under Chase Miller, but Chase Miller is able to defend 4 laps to go. Does Chase Miller have enough space? No, he does not. The 5 pushes his way in. You see Sam Oskin is trying to pass R.T. Smith. This will be for the championship, but not enough spots for Oskin to win it. As the 5 car takes the race lead with 3 laps to go. You see Rowan Marmot back here is trailing the field. In 16th position, he will not win the championship unless something drastic happens to the 99 and 12 in the last few laps. Chase Miller has caught the 5 once again. He's going to try and pass him. 2 laps to go. Chase Miller trying to get under the 5 car. Here we go. Chase Miller has never won a race in his SCRL career. He's trying to change that. Here we go into turn number 3. Miller takes it. White flag, 1 lap to go here in season 1. Who will make it back? Miller drives off into turn number 1. Did he make his move too early? Because here comes the 5 car back. Down the backstretch for the final time. No competition. Here goes the 5. Not close enough. Chase Miller scores career win number 1 here in the season finale at North Wilkesboro. Oskin will finish 5th. R.T. Smith will finish inside the top 10. And R.T. Smith, I believe, will win the season 1 SCRL Short Track Division Series Championship. Whew, what a finale. Here are your race results. Chase Miller scores his first ever SCRL sanctioned win. 2nd, Bussy Beavers. 3rd, Caitlin Coyne. 4th, Samet Oskin. 3rd in points. He finishes 4th in the race. 5th, Checo Whiteline. 6th, Joshua Miller. R.T. Smith, our championship points leader. He finishes in the 7th position, and I believe that will give him the championship. 8th, Zane McClure. 9th, Alexa Lake. And 10th, Dylan Ibrahim. Rowan Marmot finishes in the 14th position, the last driver to score points. He will gain 2 points, I believe, for that position. He needed to gain 64. That will not give him the championship, so I believe it'll be R.T. Smith. We had 19 drivers finish race on the lead lap. We had 1 driver 1 lap down. That was Bailey Lee. We had 2 drivers out of the race, Chaka Blackpaul and Junior Frisco both out due to accidents on lap number 8. Well, that officially concludes Season 1 of the SCRL Short Track Division. We will take the victory lane for the first time ever in his SCRL career with number 57 to Chase Miller and see who is indeed our Season 1 champion. Here are your point standings after the 11th and final race of Season 1 of the SCRL Short Track Division at North Wilkesboro. It is confirmed R.T. Smith is our Season 1 champion. He won the championship by 31 points over Sam Oskin. R.T. Smith had one win on the season. That was at Bowman Gray. He had 5 top 5s and 7 top 10s. So R.T. Smith has made history by becoming one of the few drivers that have ever won a championship in his first ever season, and has also won the championship in this series for the first time. So he's the first ever inaugural champion. Sam Oskin so close to getting his first ever championship. He had one win on the season. That was at Monroe. He had 6 top 5s and 8 top 10s. Rowan Marmot so close to his first championship as well, but got caught up in 3 different wrecks at some point during the race. He had no wins on the season. He had 3 top 5s and 9 top 10s. He finished 140 points behind R.T. Smith. Fourth was Joshua Miller. He had no wins on the season. He had 2 top 5s and 7 top 10s, but he did have 1 pole. Shaka Whiteline gained 2 spots in the final race. She had 1 win. That was at Hickory. That was her league-leading 40th career win. She had 5 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and she won 2 poles on the season. That tied her with Rowan Marmot for most of the season with 2. Austin Greenwood, at one point, he was second in points. He dropped back to 6th. He had 1 win on the season. That was at Richmond. He had 3 top 5s and 6 top 10s. Brantley Higdon, he led 13 laps in the season finale. He had 2 wins on the season at Greenville Pickens and Langley, and yet he finishes a disappointing 7th. But, well, you could say it's a disappointing. He had 3 top 5s and 6 top 10s. Bussy Beavers, in his first ever season, finishes 8th in the standings. No wins, 5 top 5s and 6 top 10s. Chase Miller, in the season finale, scores his first ever win in this league. He gains 3 spots and finishes a career best 9th in points in this series. He had 3 top 5s and 6 top 10s. Jennifer Skunktar finishes 10th in points. He had 1 win. That was at Langhorne in the second to last race of the season. He had 2 top 5s and 7 top 10s. Amber Mayhew finishes 11 in points. No wins, 2 top 5s and 4 top 10s. Chaka Blackpaw, in her second full-time season, finishes 12th. She won the first ever race at Dayton. She had 3 top 5s and 4 top 10s. Dylan Ibrahim, no wins on the season. He had 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s. Zane McClure gained 3 spots in the standings in the last round. He had no wins. He had 1 top 5 and 3 top 10 finishes. Hale Hyatt finishes 15th. No wins, 1 top 5 and 4 top 10 finishes. Blaze Zimatar finishes 16th in points. He had 1 win. That was at Martinsville. It was his only top 5, and he had 3 top 10 finishes. 17th in points was Alexa Lake. No wins, 2 top 5s and 4 top 10s. 18th in points, Caitlin Coyne, the driver that finishes lowest in points with a win on the season. That was at Charlotte. She had 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s. 19th in points was Savannah Line. No wins, 1 top 5 and 6 top 10s. 20th in points was Rebecca Zeal. 0 wins, 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s. Bailey Lee, for a long time, was last in points throughout the season, but moves up to 21st. No wins, 1 top 5s and 2 top 10 finishes. And finishing last in points here in the inaugural season, John Joseph, no wins, no top 5s, and 3 top 10 finishes. Now we go to the statistics here for Season 1. Starts are all the same. Most wins, that would be Brantley Higdon with 2. Austin Greenwood, Blaze Ebertar, Checa Blackpaw, and Checa Whiteline with 1 apiece. Most top 5s, that would be Sam Oskin with 6. Bussy Beavers, Checa Whiteline, and R.T. Smith with 5 apiece. And Austin Greenwood with 3. Most top 10s, that would go to Rowan Marmon with 9. Sam Oskin with 8. Joseph Miller, Jennifer Skunktar, and R.T. Smith with 7. Most poles, that goes to Checa Whiteline and Rowan Marmon with 2 apiece, Amber Mayhew, Brantley Higdon, and Bussy Beavers with 1. Most laps completed, Austin Greenwood, Blaze Ebertar, Brantley Higdon, Bussy Beavers, and Joshua Miller with 215. Most laps led on the season, that would be Brantley Higdon with 52, Checa Whiteline with 25, R.T. Smith with 25, Austin Greenwood, and Checa Blackpaw with 20 apiece. Most miles completed, that would be Austin Greenwood, Blaze Ebertar, Brantley Higdon, Bussy Beavers, and Joshua Miller with 120. Now for our general statistics, the fastest race would be Charlotte Speedway, 111.447 miles per hour, won by Caitlin Coyne. The slowest average would be Bowman Gray Stadium, 53.436, won by our champion, R.T. Smith. The biggest margin of victory led Langley Speedway, 3.2 seconds. That was won by Brantley Higdon. Our closest margin was Martinsville Speedway. That was won by Blaze Ebertar. The fastest pole was 333 miles per hour, 6.87 miles per hour, won by Bussy Beavers at Charlotte. The slowest pole was R.T. Smith, 54.295, 16.567 seconds. The most lead changes, North Wilkesboro with 3. Most lead changes, North Wilkesboro with 3. Most yellows, Monroe County with 3. Most cars running, Langhorne Speedway with all 22. And the most DNFs, Monroe County with 7. Well, that is it here for Season 1 of the SCRL Short Track Division. Congratulations once again to R.T. Smith, his first ever season he competed here in the SCRL, and he wins his first ever championship. So congratulations goes to him. So that completes Season 1 of the SCRL Short Track Division. We'll next see you for the season opener of Season 3 at the SCRL Grand National Series at the Beach and Road Course at Daytona. And until then, keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track.